What is going on, everybody that's not in the group? Hope everybody's having a good evening. If you come in and you see this, I'm not missing. Let me see what this other person's saying. No excuse, but sure, guy, turn this overhead light on for me.
Right on.
That one. Thank you. Sure, guy, turn this overhead light on for me.
Right on.
That one. Oh, Lord.
Sure, guy.
Here we go. So, if nobody shows up, I'll just go back to playing my game. I'll just sit here and talk to myself. Several weeks ago, we had Pusa Studios on, and we were talking about the changes to YouTube and the fact that, you know, children in your videos, videos that are geared towards children, that's going to cause your monetization to change. You could lose your ability to have comments. Well, anyway, I follow, as a lot of y'all know, I follow a bunch of British people that have J-Dog, dude, you can keep your reptiles. I don't like creepy crawlies. Anyway, there's a young lady and her mother that live on a narrowboat, and she's Emma's like 12 years old, and she's one of like 7 different shows I follow over there. And real quick, like, narrowboats are boats that are about 6 feet wide and about anywhere from 35 to 70 feet long, and they cruise canals. Turtles are okay, J-Dog. And they cruise these series of canals over there that was built during the Victorian era to move freight around. Anyway, she did a video, Emma at Narrowboat Girl. She did a video about how it's affecting her. All her videos have been, the comments have been removed, so you can't leave comments on her videos. And she's not sure about the monetization on it, but she and her mother has been in contact with YouTube about it, and they're still figuring it out. But she has lost her ability to have comments on her page. So if you or your child has if your child has a YouTube channel, or if you are thinking about helping your child to start a YouTube channel, it might be best to wait a little bit to see what's happening to it. So, Okay, there's 8 watching and nobody's talking in the chat. What's up with that? And at least I do have 3 thumbs up. What else was I going to talk about? But anyway, back to Emma. If you're curious about what's going on, it's Narrowboat Girl, and the video is about, I don't remember what it's exactly called, but you can tell by the title. It's about her YouTube channel. So anyhow, what's your dream? Since my channel is usually geared towards resellers, I'm just curious to what people's end game is, why they do all this lovely stuff that they do, dealing with customers, finding product, shipping, listing. What do they want to get out of it? God, I got too many mice here. And a cat that just will not leave me alone. Hi, Val. You want to come in? I'll throw the link at you. I hear you. David, the truth says, for one purpose, our one purpose is to help people find a personal relationship with God, which I believe comes through knowing Christ. Big thumbs up. Keep the dream alive. Well, that's a good point of view, David. I think we've I just think the whole church and religion is out of most people's radar. They just don't care about stuff like that anymore. Why am I doing that? It's over here. Sorry. 2 computers. What? Oh. Cool. Well, it's there's a lot of people that are making a full-time income off of this. They work some long hours, some hard hours. Now, I know they're not banging nails all day long or digging ditches or stuff like that, but it's still the long day, the long hours. The long hours will catch up. And when a lot of people have been having a dry streak, it really affects their motivation. Hey, Tara.
What's my dream? What's your dream? That's quite a title.
Well, I was going through YouTube chat. I was looking through my playlist on YouTube, and not my playlist, but my suggestions. And one of them was the ending of Pretty Woman when that African American old dude's walking, going, "What's your dream? You have a dream. What's your dream?" So that's what made me That's what made me think of the title. I had no idea what the title would be.
Shoot, I haven't watched Pretty Woman since 1990. Never.
Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, come out there. I think I was in high school yet.
It came out a long time ago.
Yeah,
Those people are old, old now.
yeah, yeah.
So what's your end game, Tara? Why do you do
What's
this? What is
What's
it?
my end game?
Your end game? Why do you do what? Why do you do what you do? Why do you resell?
I kind of just fell into it. We just started doing it, and I like doing it. But I didn't plan on it. I mean, if you'd have told me this is what I was going to do 20 years ago, I'd been like, "What? No, I don't think so." So, I mean, it was like I don't want to say like a folly of errors, but it was like, real estate market crash. Jim was tired of real estate. I was doing horses. When you had the economic crash and the gas prices went up, it was harder for people to pay money for a hobby like horses, and the expense of running the business was too great. And we just started doing this, and it stuck. It's easy for me and Jim to do together, and raise a kid. I mean, and when we started doing it, it was more like a hobby. It was something we like to go to auctions and buy antiques or buy stuff, and we just started selling stuff to pay for the stuff we bought and kept. But then it just evolved where pretty soon we were selling everything and not really keeping anything.
Right.
So, I mean, I like doing it, but I mean, I can't say I really came into it planning, well, this is what I'm going to do, and here's my business plan for what I'm going to do. I mean, it was just learn as you go kind of thing.
Right.
Hi, Tara, Tom.
Hey,
Oh, it's Todd.
hey, Todd. How are you doing?
I'm tired.
Hey, Rita.
Oh,
I drove 8 hours today in an old beat-up F-250, and I'm tired.
How's your mom?
She's comfy. She's got most of her testing done, so waiting on results. And she's 92 and gonna kick all of our asses when she comes back out at after the end of it. So
Is she in like assisted living, or is she just in a hospital, or?
she is in her own home.
Oh,
She lives independently for the last 92 years.
well, I didn't know. I'm talking about with her being sick. I didn't know whether. Hey, Liz. Take your ends at the beach.
does she live in Oklahoma, Todd?
She does.
Or she's not in your town, but she lives in Oklahoma. All right.
Right. She's 8-hour drive away, which means.
Ooh, that's a haul.
Yeah, so going to take care of mom is a pain, but mom is so gregarious that she has like 58,000 friends compared to my one. And so we have relied on her friends who absolutely don't mind. I don't know if you know those type of people that would just come out of their skin to help a person because they're
Right.
such a lovely person.
Mhm.
My mom has like 58,000 people like that because she has been so helpful and loving and
That's it.
her whole life. I, on the other hand, if I need help, people would like kick dirt in my face, and
Oh boy.
Say, just go die and we'll see you in the next life. And we'll say, see there, that's what you get. But mom's the opposite. Yeah. So
Do you want her to move closer to you?
that's a very long story, Tara.
Oh no. Do I really?
You would like for her to, but she's like, hell no.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
She don't want Todd in her business.
I had that with my.
My
had that
brother and
too.
I have tried with mom, and she's not having it. So, but at age 92 and she can still kick my ass, what do you say?
Yeah.
So,
Well, my mom's 83, and I don't think she would ever live with one of us. She has her house. She has the way she does things. If something was to happen to my father, she would just go on with business in her house, you know.
I had that with a relative, and I would go over there like 2, 3 times a day, and cook his meals and make sure everything was okay and that. And then I would always be like, well, why don't you just come over and move in with me? But because he was like a parent, he's stubborn, and how do you go
yeah.
in and tell your parents one day? It's like you take over, you're in charge, and tell them what to do. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But I will say the last been with me because I didn't want him to end up in a nursing home. So I'm like, just one day I said, no, you have to come home with me, and that was it.
Right.
But he was starting to have some memory issues, and he had that congestive heart failure. And when you start ended up going in the hospital a lot, that's like a trigger where they're like, you'll be living on your own. So, and that's kind of what happened there.
Right. Hey, Lothar, how are you doing tonight? I don't even know did she get sick or something, Todd? I don't even know what's going on with her. All I just know is everybody saying that I saw where you went out there and she's doing better. And
Yeah, she got a bruise on her knee and is swelling down to her foot, and the doctors can't decide if it's her heart causing it or if it was because of a fall that she can't remember.
mm-hmm.
And we're just trying to figure it all out. And now we're about halfway through the testing process to see what all's going on. And so we're setting her up with in-home healthcare stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's got money, so we're not going to have to go on like indigent care. So we're good. But yeah, she's old.
I will tell you
She
this
knows
one.
it.
Yeah. I will tell you this one thing, and I don't want to speak bad, but I had the in-home care come and help my uncle out. And I had a visiting nurse. They were real good. And I had the in-home care, and their job was kind of like to, bring him his lunch or help tidy up the house or whatever. The only thing I'll say to you, if she has anything in value in the house, lock it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because at my uncle's house, because he was like my father, he raised me. And I don't know, like when you were a kid, you didn't go dig in your parents' bedroom through their stuff. He had a jewelry box in his top drawer, and I never really thought about it. And he had these he worked for a factory for a long time, and he had these gold like service rings, like for 25 years. They were like 14 karat gold with so much, one had rubies in it, one had diamonds in it for how many years he worked for the company. They stole those damn rings, which really irritates me, but I mean, what can you do, But that's the only thing I will say is, if she has stuff like that, put it in a lockbox.
And change the lockbox to the the wall. But I'm glad she's doing okay. Well, let me say that she's doing. I mean, is she getting better?
She's comfortable. She's in her own home. She has lots of close friends looking after her, so we're good with that for the time being. But yeah, Mom's valuables are in her annuities and her stock options and her bank account, which nobody can touch but her and my brother and me. So we're good there.
Oh yeah, that's great. And I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying is my uncle was the same way, but he had this where if he went out or went to church, he'd put these rings on, and they took those dang rings out of the jewelry box. Now I would never have sold them just because they would have meant something to me because they were his. But obviously somebody took those and sold them for scrap on me because they were gone. Stole a gold rosary. He had an annuity with this thing called Catholic Knights, and he had this it was a gold rosary. It was maybe like 10-karat gold rosary. That got taken, and then some other just stupid little things. Not to speak bad, but the problem with sometimes with home health care is they bring in people like that do the housekeeping type of stuff, right. And they're not always checked real good, at least up in Wisconsin where I was.
And it's almost understandable because they don't pay those people enough to
but not that that's a reason to steal, but I mean I wish I think they're in a thing where it's like with my uncle, he was getting dementia, he wasn't on top of it, and it was easy for somebody to do there,
Right.
Yeah, but Tara, except for the house itself, there's not just a ton of value sitting around.
Yeah.
I mean, they might get a few $100 out of her little tin can in her drawer, or they might get.
Well, for me, it wasn't the monetary thing of it. It was I would never have sold those rings because they were his. But somebody took them. And so, I mean, that would be like if she didn't wear a wedding ring anymore or something like that, she kept it in a jewelry box. And then, who knows when it happens, it's missing. So if she had anything like that is mostly what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah.
Kathy.
She actually gave my niece her 25-year marriage diamond for her engagement ring. And then she bought herself a new diamond to wear as her engagement ring. Mom's not hurting for money, and if a $1,500 diamond ring got stolen from her, it would not mean a hill of beans, really.
Yeah, well, to me, it's not like that. It meant anything financial. It means something sentimental,
Yeah. It's the principle of it.
It's sentiment. It's sentiment. I mean, it's like, if your grandmother's wedding ring got lifted, it isn't, oh, well, that was $1,000 ring. It's more like that ring was in my family for this many years, and it would never left except somebody took it. That's the only thing I'm saying. It has nothing to do with money or whatever. It's just if you had anything like that, it is good in that situation, just to make sure it's locked up.
Yeah. Terry, you only wore them to church?
I'm sorry, do what?
Terry only wore those rings to church? I heard that part before I got on into the stream.
What did he say?
He said he only wore his rings to church.
Oh, well, like when he went to church or when he went out and they were like, he worked for a factory. It was called Laddish. They used to do a lot of government stuff.
Right.
And back in the day, they for 15 years and then like 25 years, they give you this, gold ring.
Right.
And then it would have like so many like precious stones in it that would like determine how many years you had worked at the company. So, I mean, he didn't wear it every day because when he'd work and that, it'd be like
Right.
he's going out for fish fry with his friends or
Right.
he's going to church or it'd be like dressing up situations. Because he didn't wear them he only wore them like if he was going out somewhere.
Well, I didn't know if he could like trace his steps possible if the cops asked, "Oh, this is." You know,
I know. Well, I know what happened. They got taken out because at this point he is not driving. He's not going anywhere. He has, some dementia issues, the problems with getting older. It was one of the housekeepers that came in, and I blame myself because I should have been smart enough to lock that stuff up. That was stupid on my part. But so I don't know what housekeeper it is. But then I'm in a situation, I didn't call the cops because it could have happened a week ago. It could have happened 8 weeks ago. But if I call the cops and bring the cops in the house with a person that has some dementia issues, all I'm going to do is get him shook up. So does it make me mad? Yes, because they were sentimental. But I also don't want to bring the cops in and get this elderly person all stirred up like what's going on, because he is a little bit confused. So you just let it go.
A friend of mine's grandmother started getting dementia, and she started giving she thought she had a housekeeper that came in every morning, left at night. And then my friend, his female cousins would go stay with her at night. They would rotate. Anyway, they noticed that stuff was disappearing. Jewelry was disappearing. And they asked the housekeeper about where it was at. Did she know anything about it because it was disappeared? She said, "I know exactly where it's at." She gave it to me, and they said, "She did what?" And they said before, the housekeeper's like, "Yeah, but just relax." And she went into the library, and they had some of those fake books, that you open up. And you could put, like hide a gun or whatever, money in it. All of it was in there. She said, she doesn't know what she's doing. She said, so when she gives me stuff, I tell her, thank you very much. And then I just go put it in the books in the library. And she told my friend, the housekeeper told my friend, he says, and your wife knows exactly where it's at because I called her and told her.
Well, in my situation, that wasn't the case. He wasn't.
Well, I know that, but what I'm just saying is,
some of the stuff that went missing was like real stupid stuff. Like he used to have this fireplace with a mantle over it, and it had like some taxidermy fish. And one of the items was, I don't know if you've seen them. They're like a little plastic or celluloid statue that said Kilroy was here. It's a girl and she's pregnant. It's a little like statue, World War II era, and they ain't really worth anything. Turned up missing and that. It's just stupid stuff sometimes.
Oh, Tom, did you see my post? I posted it today.
No, what'd you post?
On Facebook. When you get a chance, look at it. It's about somebody wants their money back.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that from 1917. From 1917. From 2017.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I mean,
man,
that's just stupid.
Glenn's been selling on eBay since 1970. It's amazing.
Adam, if you want to come in, there's a link for a few minutes. It's that really takes some guts to do something like that. That would be like me calling, sending Tara an email saying, "Hey, Miss Carey, I purchased this Coca-Cola from you in 1997, and I drank it, but I think it's made me sick. So I'd like to return it." I mean, some crazy shit like that. I mean, and that's exactly what it is. I mean, it just
Yeah, it took them 2 years to figure it out. They didn't need it.
Yeah. So what did you say to her? Did you message her back?
I'm sorry, but it's been too long. And that's before I knew it was a while, but I didn't remember the date. So when I clicked on it, it told me the end date, after I already said, I'm sorry, I can't return it. It's been too long.
I mean,
That's just now. You can't do anything for them except say you were very gracious, saying even returning the message
Right.
because that's 2 years ago. Oh my
Right.
gosh!
Year and 10 months almost, or 8, you know.
The statute of limitations has worn out on your return.
You know, like an old school biology book, you know.
Wow.
When I checked, the comps and all that, I was saying, oh, hey, man, if it went up, I'll take the return and,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
charge her shipping back, Well,
Yeah.
I saw what they were selling for. It's just not worth it,
Well, that's like when I worked part time for Staples at the Super Bowl, right before the Super Bowl. All these people would come in and they would buy those damn projection, the video projectors,
Well, it goes on
because they're doing a business meeting. Okay, when they started telling you what they were going to use it for, you knew something was up right then. Because the people that were legitimately buying those things would come in and say, I want that, or I need a video, player. Anyway, Tuesday, they would start returning them. And so we got to the point that when people would come in and say they wanted them, and it was around the Super Bowl, we just tell them, we don't have any. We'll have some more next week on our truck. Because, we basically just had to box them up and ship them back because they had been opened.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jim was watching a video because he watches these videos on like fixing stuff, and I don't know if it was when he was fixing a lawn tractor or whatever. But anyway, this guy buys this part off Amazon, puts it in, it was new in the box, puts it in, opens the box, but then decided that his old part actually was working. So he took the part out, did the Amazon return on it, and then put his other part back in. Jim's like, oh man, sometimes these people are real jerks, taking that new item and then opening the box and returning it. Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me do some housekeeping right fast. Hey, Adam, it's good to see you. Commonwealth Picker, Aaron Marcus. I'm glad all of y'all can make it in. Hey, Kids Steal More. And
I see some new people there. Ma Na Na. Never seen him before. Then you got a couple others. Kyle's World. Never seen him.
That's some parents that do a video with a series with their with their son. There's some subscribers I picked up along the way, and it's a cute kid, and they do some really cute videos, that kind of stuff. If Tara loved her kid like these other people did theirs, she would be doing videos with him and all cute.
He does show up in our videos sometimes. No, I'm on camera. You have your underpants on. No, you're not coming in here.
Oh yeah, your string would turn off because of child curtain, right?
Well, whatever. Hit the road.
Anamora, it's good seeing you too. Liz, as always, Karen's at the beach. It's always glad to see y'all.
Yeah.
But
Adam's exploit says, tell him you charge $1.50 a month rental fees, Glenn.
Yeah.
And please send me another $12.50 that you owe.
I just can't imagine. Okay, first of all, I can't imagine. Okay, I have. Let me put this. Try to figure out how I don't say this. I have never returned something unless it did not work or did not fit. If I've got something home and have buyer's remorse,
I'm gonna do it that week. As soon as I get it.
I suck it up and I'm like, well, I'll use it.
Yeah, I only will return something if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I bought this cast iron horse off of eBay because I wanted it. And when it came, she didn't pack it very good and it broke its leg off. And I said, hey, next time, maybe you better pack it a little better. And I kept the item. I didn't even return it. And I received it broke. Anyway.
I just don't. And when I did merchandising, and I would be like signing in at the front desk, the customer service desk at Walmart, and if one of the front end managers said, "Could you just stand here for a minute?" I knew some crap was going down because people were trying to return stuff. Like there was this one person that was trying to return something, and it came from Target. But she was pressing and carrying on at the customer service rep because she said it's not in our system. We do not sell this system. Well, I didn't buy it in North Carolina. I bought it in California. It doesn't matter, ma'am. When I hit it with the scan gun and it reached the barcode, it would show up in our system.
Mhm.
And finally, the store manager came up there and he just looked at it and said, "This is a Target brand." And he didn't even say, "Thank you for coming in," nothing. He just handed it back to her and said, "This is Target brand." Turned around and walked off. And the woman said, "Oh, I guess I was wrong." And then turned around and walked off. She didn't say, "I'm sorry," nothing to these people.
Yeah. I had one on eBay. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. It was right before Christmas time. And we send out one of these old 1930s, 40s erector sets, okay? Call it in the listing. You have some surface rust on the case. It's dirty. It's dingy. It's dusty, scuffs, scratches, whatever. Call all of it. Because that's what it was. I get this, like 2 weeks later, I get this handwritten letter in the mail from California. This like 1-page manifesto about how he hopes that we're good people because he used to be from Wisconsin and he likes the Green Bay Packers. I'm like, what in the heck is this? Goes on and on how he bought this erector set to work on it with his grandkid, and he felt that we really ripped him off because it was dirty and scratched and dingy and all. I'm like, I called all that stuff, and it's like 10 days, it's like 5 days before Christmas. I'm like, oh, he can open a return, and this is ridiculous, this handwritten letter. So then sometime in January, I get this thing from PayPal. He had like paid with like American Express into PayPal. He did it on his credit card. So PayPal the first time goes to appeal it, they lose to the credit card. And then they appeal, and that cost $20. And then they appealed it again, which cost like, I don't know, 30 or 40 bucks on an erector set I sold for 65 bucks. So now I'm already in the loss. And they sent me an email to ask if we wanted to proceed to try appealing it the third time, where it was going to cost like, I don't know, 75 bucks or something. We're like, heck no, we're already lost money. Why would we do this? But anyway, that was like the kookiest one I've ever had where they tried to return it. So in the end, he got all of his money and he got to keep my crappy erector set too.
I'd have filed a mail. I would have went to the post office and filed mail fraud against him.
Yeah, but it's the terms of the service though. I mean, he can, with a credit card, he can file the chargeback that the item was not as received. And because it was through his credit card company, he has no obligation to return it. There's no teeth in it. Yes, if it was a straight up PayPal return, he would have to try to return it. But because it was with an outside credit card company that paid into PayPal, PayPal goes and does the appeal with them, but there's no teeth to make the person return the item.
Yeah, some of those companies, like you said, eBay and PayPal might back care, but when it comes to the actual credit card company, they got their own rules sometimes.
Yeah, he never opened a return with eBay. So eBay's not involved with it at all.
Yeah.
PayPal did go fight. The first appeal might have been for free. The second appeal, they charged us something. We didn't even know about it. And then they were going to us on the third appeal. And then when they do this form letter to you, they're like, well, if we keep appealing it, remember, it can cost up to $400. Well, I'm not going to spend $400 to chase down $65. But anyway, it was really goofy. This whole handwritten letter, and it's just really weird.
Saying take down the tag because you can't see Glenn.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How you make it smaller? I notice a lot of times when I'm at the bottom or whoever's at the bottom gets covered up.
Yeah, people want to see my hand.
Right. Well, they want to see your printer,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of it. I didn't put it up there. Who put?
Well, I didn't do it.
Okay, it's gone now.
No, it's not. It says use banners to summarize your talking points and display calls to action.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Oh, there it went away now. Now you're good.
Okay.
Tom is never good. Don't say that.
I hear you. I hate people trying to rip somebody off.
No, in his mind, he thought I ripped him off. That was this whole thing with his page-long manifesto, how horrible it was that I sent this thing. Because what he, as a buyer, see, I sold it to somebody that I thought would want it as a collectible. And I only lightly wiped stuff down, but I called all the problems with it. But when that person bought it, I think in his head, he thought he was getting like a brand new erector set. And when he opened it up, it should look like shiny and clean and nice. And him and his grandson were going to put it together. So he had a wrong expectation on it.
You might have to mention.
Tom,
Todd-
you suck at this. You've got
I did not-
Ansley's chat
I did not
comment
put
from
that
like
up.
an hour ago.
I did not put that up. Todd, are
Well,
you
you
did.
You're the moderator.
It's your chat. You put it up. Don't
I
backtalk
didn't-
me,
I did
youngster.
not. I did not. Todd, you're messing with me, dude.
I did not mess with you.
I'm
look
not
what you
mentally
put up there.
stable tonight.
That what she wrote there is like an hour ago, so it's all your fault.
Oh boy. It's pretty bad when you got Todd belittling you on your own panel.
I know because
Thank
I have
God.
no concept. So
Thank God Mr. Sadie's not in here.
Oh boy.
and it's still up there. Way to go, Tom.
You're confusing him.
I am. I mean, he is.
See how confused he is?
Yeah. This
Oh,
is.
it's gone, but what's going to come up next? Scripture quote or something from the Quran, please?
Oh, Tara, did you hear that? Bernie had to go in the hospital.
Oh yeah, I see he had his heart stint put in or whatever. Yeah, blockage or
Yeah.
something.
So much for his presidential run.
Yeah,
But I heard on the radio, and not to get political because I don't think we're supposed to do that here.
Yeah.
He did say he will be at the next Democratic
Convention.
debate, whenever it is. I don't even know.
Well, even though I'm not a Bernie supporter, I wish the old guy, quick recovery and all that kind of good stuff because
Oh yeah.
I don't want- I don't
And
want
then he
anybody
should
to-
just shut up. But
I don't
go
want
on.
anybody to, I don't want anybody to be sick. I got too much of that crap going on in my immediate family right now.
Yeah, Uncle Bernie. Yeah. Okay. Next topic.
Well, that just kind of popped in my mind there. I'm old. I have to speak it when I
He
say
likes
it.
to get me wound up. He tries to get me wound up. I'm more wound up about other stuff. Bernie doesn't even wind me up.
Yeah.
I'm more wound up about Glenn's weird buyer than I am Bernie.
I can tell you with Glenn's weird buyer, after I say, "Oh yeah, sorry, I don't take returns that old," I would have definitely have blocked there too. I'd be like, "Nope, don't want to deal with you again."
What I need to do is like copy and paste that whole deal and send it to her and say, hey, that's what all my friends thought of you. Yeah, one of them that's they're doing crazy like that, and a couple other me.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
kid.
well,
I just, like I said, I guess I'm just, I was taught better. You just don't do stuff like that.
Mm.
But like I said, working on the fringes of retail and working at like for 4 years part time for Staples, there's people that do crap. There's people that I just don't get it. How people can just return stuff like they do.
Well, heck, people they'll find a receipt in the parking lot and go inside and find the item and bring it to the returns. Because I've changed my mind today. I don't want it.
Hey, Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know one of the loss prevention guys at one of the big super Walmarts here in in Charlotte. And I was asking him how things were going. And he said, it's been quiet today. And then he tells me the day before, this lady tried walking out with this man tried walking out with a 70-inch big screen TV. And as he was walking by the end of where all the registers are at and stuff like that, he just held up his receipt like he paid for it in the back.
Right.
And the Las
Normally,
Vegas guy was walking in with his wife, and he said, "Hey, hold on a minute."
Okay.
And he walked over to the guy because he says, we're supposed to have our badges in the store.
Right.
And so he flipped out his, he showed him his badge, and he said, "Can I see your receipt?" And when he handed him the receipt, he ran out the door. The guy ran out the door.
Well, I had something down here that's different from when I was in Wisconsin. I had to go to Walmart and get some flea and tick collars. Okay. So now when I was up Wisconsin, if you want a flea and tick collar, they're just on a peg. You grab them and pull it. So like, well, what in the heck? They have them in a locked case here in Kentucky.
Like bullets.
All the flea and tick collars are in a locked case. Doesn't matter if the tick collar costs $40 or $4. They're in a locked case. So I had an associate come and unlock the case so I could grab some collars. And I'm like, you really have that many people stealing these tick collars? She goes, you wouldn't believe it. She goes, we had to put them in the locked case because we were having so much loss on these tick collars. And she goes, and then we'd find them up for sale, like on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that, with these people selling these stupid tick collars. Anyway, it's just amazing.
Even like baby formula, they started locking that up like 10 years ago.
Oh, really? Now, see, the baby formula here is still on an open shelf.
Certain
And it was in Wisconsin, too.
Well, we got like one store, like deodorant, toothbrush, or certain like a lot of that stuff. It's like you go through like these little wooden doors, and it's behind them stuff, and they're watching you in there. It's like 3 or 4 hours, and it's all like boxed in. It's one way in and one way out.
Yeah.
I talked to the loss prevention guy the other day because I was talking to him about BrickSeek, and he says, because I was asking, he scanned this thing for me, and he says it shows we don't have it, and I said it came from BrickSeek and whatnot. He said somebody has come in since you printed it out. He says because as soon as that people bring that in, like bring in something with the SKU on it, and they scan it, and it shows that they don't have it. He says, or they go look to see if they don't have it. He says they wipe it right off at the list. But he said people will steal one eye. They'll take a pen out of a box of pens.
Yeah.
Which there was I knew a manager of a Family Dollar, and she had women come in. We're assuming it was women, but come in and they would steal one feminine product. One. And she was like, if they can't afford to buy them, she said, I would have given them a box.
Well, there's some stores like more than 100 individual parts.
What the hell?
Individual cigarettes.
Sorry, Nikki.
Why did that go backwards?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Well, it's supposed to say, is that better? But apparently it picked up Pig Latin or something.
It typed out backwards.
I don't know why it did that.
Hey, Nikki.
It is better. Sorry. In explanation to the side chat, I told Nikki that her sound was making some noise, or
My phone.
yeah, her phone was making some noise because it was turned up. And she said, is that better? But it was backwards. It said, red tab that C.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, Frankie. Hey, Valerie Cunningham.
Hi,
Yes,
everybody
it's-
in the chat.
Nikki, it's red tab. So, yeah, it's better.
Good, thanks.
Oh, Nikki, hey, y'all got y'all's first snow up there yet? Or any dustings yet?
What'd you say?
You have any first snows or light dustings yet?
No, a couple hours north of me got some snow last night.
Right.
It collected on their deck a little bit, but
Right.
it's too warm on the ground for it to collect. But they said we might have gotten some snow and rain mix last night, but we never did here.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
I
Jim
get
got so much
collections
out
on
of
my
it.
deck, it's bad.
But yeah, if you get it near the Dallas area or wherever you're at over there in Texas, it's bad if it's snowing.
Yeah,
Charlie,
Jim left up there like around 4 o'clock my time because he goes, I'll sleep somewhere in the truck in Indiana. I'm not sleeping up here. It's gonna be 37 degrees.
It was 95 today or 96.
Yeah, it was 95 here too.
Well, you notice all you Southerners are in t-shirts, and I got a hoodie sweatshirt on.
what's up with that, Nikki? You know, you Yankees don't get cold until it gets to like 12 degrees up there.
It
Well, when
was
Jim went up there
63
on-
degrees when I got up this morning in Oklahoma, and when I got home to Texas, it was 97.
Wow.
I am
When-
though in shorts also, so I'm in a hooded
When-
sweatshirt and shorts. So.
When Jim went to Wisconsin, because he went to Milwaukee on Tuesday, half the state was real warm because like up to Wisconsin Rapids, it was like 79. But then the north half of the state had this cold front and it was cold up north.
You're not going to have that problem this year, are you, Tara?
No, well, it's going to get cold. No,
Well,
I mean, like tomorrow, it's going to be, I think, like 85 or 80 down in the 70s. And then Monday, brace yourself. I think I heard it's going to be like 68.
I think this weekend's supposed to be like in the mid 80s, you know, like a small.
Our roads,
small-
our roads got washed out this week from rain.
Tara, you should have asked Jim to go back there and check to see if that road fix was still in place.
He was back there. Yeah, but you know, like where Nikki's at, that's different. She's
Yeah.
farther north than me, but the thing is, she's up there on the lake shore. Like, so from her corridor, like all the way over to Hurley, or into the UP, they'll have that stuff, and they'll get like those road washouts and stuff. Me in Vilas County, we don't really see that kind of stuff.
Right.
We don't usually either, but last couple of years it's been crazy. We've had crazy rain. Cause like well, out where I live it's a little more flatter, but like if you get into like Duluth, Minnesota, Duluth is built on a hill. So it's very rare that we get any kind of flooding. But that one year, probably about 6 years ago or 7 years ago, there was this really bad rain. It rained for like, I don't know, like 3 days straight or something like that. And all the water came down the hill and washed a bunch of stuff out. And the people that lived on the St. Louis River, they all got washed out in their homes, and none of them had flood insurance, because it's not normal to have floods here because we live in Duluth. We used to laugh at flash flood warnings, you know, but
Well,
They
that's
had that happen like in the UP. So I'm from Eagle River, so about 2.5 hours north of me up in Houghton. Was it last summer where they had all that rain and
Yeah.
there are a lot of hills that washed out those roads? But
Yeah.
I mean, like you'd see the road would be gone. It would be just like this, 4 to 6 foot, cut in crater where the road used
Yeah.
to be. Which
well,
really
I lived
hurt
in my house. I've lived in my
years.
house for 10 years, and we had a washout last year and a washout this year.
Mm.
We haven't had washouts before that. So that's what I'm saying. It's been a weird couple of years.
global crisis,
that's
climate crisis.
like global
Yeah.
warming.
All that freaking Aquanet we used in the 80s.
That's right. My dad
I-
probably helped destroy the ozone in South Carolina.
When I went up by you to that Trump rally, there was a detour up there by like before you go north towards Bayfield, where there was like a bridge or something, but they had a detour around. The bridge got ruined, and on Highway 2, something happened
Yeah.
with the bridge. You couldn't go across it.
Well, I live on a dirt road, so when we have a washout, it's easy for me to have a washout because I live on a dirt road.
Well, I remember those side roads off it too. I mean, it was amazing. They were hauling gravel like crazy. I mean, it was just like deep cut valleys where the water ran through. And when we went through Ashland over there where the bay is, I mean, it was just clay red from all that runoff with all that clay running into the lake. I mean, it was just red.
Well, that's what I live on is a side road off of 2.
Good night, Adam.
Bye, Adam.
Oh, Sally's even here.
Yeah, I
We
just
should have- Sally should come on. We never
Let's-
see her at night.
there's the link, Sally. Come in. We never see Sally. Now Valerie's going to be mad because I didn't invite her
Well,
in.
anybody can come in. It's open.
You know, it's a StreamYard. You can only have 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
If you
really?
want me to leave
Oh,
one, you know, I can
oh,
leave
the
so
other
somebody
one.
else can come on.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the other one.
Can Jenny come in?
Yeah, she can come in. She's cute. Hi, Jenny. She's so cute.
Did y'all see where somebody
Oh.
donated $24,000 worth of weed to Goodwill?
She's so cute.
I seen it.
No, I did not see that.
I'm
Did
looking
you
at it
say
on
weed?
Facebook now. I guess they did.
Weed?
They had ice chest.
well, they'll-
I wasn't calling you cute.
how?
Did you say weed?
Yeah,
Did you say weed? Oh my God.
So Harry, you got a new photo.
An accident or something. Can I get a check right off for this 25,000 in weed?
Nikki's
hey,
got her
Mr.
dog.
Kenny.
Hey, Mr. Jealous here. I was talking to Jenny, and now Diesel decided he needed to come up here. This is Amanda's dog, Diesel.
Nikki, have you started putting down your thermal blanket over your septic system this year yet?
Yeah, hey, yeah.
Or are you going to just go ahead and move back in with the girls? For the
No. Go away now.
How many do you have in a lot? I mean, you must have quite a few. I mean,
What?
she says, what your resale question, best way to ship blank VHS tapes? They're heavy. She goes, mine haven't been selling because shipping's been too high. I mean, yeah, because you can't ship them media because they're blank.
Boy, yeah. As long as you got
Not
something
if
on there.
they're, yeah, you can't ship them media if they're like new, you know, like never been taped on blank.
What is going on with shipping lately? Seems so
Well,
much
you had
higher than
postal-
normal.
It is because you had like, well, you did have the post office increase, and well, usually it seems to me like FedEx will usually kind of follow post office when they go up in their rates.
Hey, Debbie does sales. How are you tonight?
So anyway, Nikki, how would you ship the VHS? I mean, if you're talking about like you put a lot of 30 together, I guess maybe I would think about putting them in a smaller lot so they're not so heavy.
Yeah, or doing
I mean,
like
that's like one of those items where they're gonna go like,
she doing like 30 at a time?
I don't know, but she said they're really heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Usually
many are
they're
there?
in some kind of flat rate, probably.
You know,
I mean, you just got to increase your price until it's profitable for you, even with the new shipping, because
Mhm.
I don't know, shipping's out of control.
It is.
Sally, if you want to come in, I gave you the link. If you need it again, I'll print it. But she said a bag in a box. Excuse me, a box in a
Box in a
bag.
bag.
That only gets so much. It still does a decent discount, but still not a whole lot. Depends on what it is.
Mhm.
Oh, she's putting them in small lots of 4 with $8
Oh.
shipping.
Hey, Bill.
Geez, they won't make
Well,
first class with only 4?
No, that's heavier than that. 2 of them might be first class, but barely.
Oh,
Yeah, I put them in when they all fit in a platted flat rate.
Platted
no, that'd
flat.
be pretty tight with 4 because you might might get crushed. I'd put them in an 8.
I think they need to do at least lots of 8, maybe where it pays off, you know.
Yeah, but you can't ship. $8 on an A. I mean, some places you
Right.
can't ship an A for $8.
But yeah,
They
you know,
might get tight in the padded.
shipping has got out of control. And people that like Tara that ships, you know, concrete mixers and everything else.
Okay, come on, Tom.
What?
Well, that's like that litter box
can't
that I
do
was gonna
blank
sell.
meat.
I had to take it down because it was gonna be like $275 shipping or $250.
Okay, I want to say one thing quick. One thing.
What?
Blank media cannot be shipped media mail. If you got blank VHS, do not ship a media mail because if you get caught
No.
doing it, you'll have a problem. Anyway,
Yeah.
continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Not saying I never did, but yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, okay, well,
Um,
don't admit that live on YouTube, Nikki.
I know. And now the guys that talk into their sleeves all the time and have
Well,
their
you your mess.
ears are going to be watching my show now because Nikki's been on there. You know.
I'm not saying I ever have, or that I never have, but anyways, but yeah, I mean, like that one box that I was gonna ship, it was gonna cost $250 to ship it. Now I shipped a goddamn bidet from here to Washington State for under $100, and I had to crate that. But this stupid 32-pound box, I can't ship for less than $250.
Does it go into like a more of a rural area? It makes a
Huh?
big time difference. If it's more rural, you can do a big city in Portland, Oregon, whatever. You send it down the street to a rural area, and it's going to be probably just as much or more.
It doesn't. It seems like no matter where I'm going to ship it, it's going to cost about the same,
You
like $250.
know, 'cause I know I've sent some first class stuff from here in Baton Rouge to like all the way
Nice.
to Oregon and all the way to New York, and they got it both in 2 days. Well, I should
Well,
stuff,
I can, I'll
Mississippi.
tell you, I'll only use this as example because Jim had to ship one out like a couple weeks ago. Deer head, which that's a big oversized box.
Especially with the antlers.
Oh. I mean, honestly, like deer heads, I mean, I'm surprised, and they'll be in that 30, 34 pound range when you ship. They never cost me more than 50, 60 bucks. So I
Yeah, but
don't
what's
buy
the
them.
dimensions on it usually?
Huge. A deer head with the horns on it. I mean, you'd be looking
Well,
at,
About 4 foot, about 4
Is
foot.
mine-
yeah, I mean, you'd be looking at least 30 inches wide, square, and probably close to 38 to 40 tall.
Yeah, this one's like 32 by 25 by 25, and it's 35 pounds or something like. No, 35 inches, and it's 32 pounds.
Well, can
And
you
yeah,
shave
they want,
one of
and the only
dimensions
thing that'll
off?
take it is FedEx on eBay, and it says it's going to cost like $250.
Can you
Crazy.
take one of the dimensions and shave it down? I've had this with like deer
Yeah.
heads. If you can get one of the dimensions to go down, like let's say an inch, all of a sudden
Yeah.
you'll have a huge drop in shipping.
Yeah, I have to go because me and Bridget were looking at it one day, and she figured it out. Like if I could get it down 3 inches, it'll drop it like $100. So I just haven't messed with it anymore. I'm just like whatever.
Well,
But,
yes,
one
Tommy,
of
I
these
shipped
days I'll do it.
a whitetail head out, I think about 2.5 weeks ago, and I also shipped an antelope head out probably about 10 days ago. Now, in my defenses, I don't ship those. My husband does, and he's not here. But I know, like the last thing, we just shipped an antelope head out, and I want to say, again, that was no more than $45 to ship it.
Huh. Well, I wonder why you got it so cheap.
I know the right people. What is your
Yeah.
item? Can I ask what is your item?
Because I used
A little bit.
my business account for FedEx. I used my account for USPS. I tried to do it pirate ship. That didn't work. They wouldn't take it. It was too big. It's like, well, isn't your thing dim weight? Why wouldn't pirate ship do it? You know, and they said it was too big. And so, yeah, through eBay, it'll be like $250.
So
Now,
what's
me,
your
I'm
item?
notorious for shipping like chandeliers, big tractor parts. I mean, I shipped a front end for a goddamn tractor. I shipped a bidet across country. I mean, so I'm not afraid to ship. I ship chandeliers. I'm not all over the world. I'm not afraid to ship big stuff.
Item.
But
What is the
Huh?
item? What is it?
litter box,
Oh, it's that litter box thing. And did it sell?
no.
Oh,
No,
it
nobody will
hasn't
buy
sold.
it because it's too much
Because
shipping.
shipping's too high.
I don't even have it listed anymore. They won't even buy it because of the shipping.
Well, how
Everybody
big can the
offers me everybody off says, "Oh, I'll pay your price if you pay the shipping." Well, $250? No,
Yeah, well, how big is the litter box? Is it that big? It's one of those
it's the
self-contained-
original box I put it in.
Huh. Cause shit, I
I'm
just
trying to
shipped
think. I
out-
think there might be enough room to shave it down 3 inches. I'm gonna look and see, but I haven't yet. But yeah, I gotta.
I
look and see what
shipped 3 blow molds of 3 kings from the nativity set, and that
Yeah.
box was huge. It was light, but
Yeah.
it's a huge dimensional box. And I had to ship it from Kentucky. I think it went to Texas, and the guy paid, I think, $80 for shipping. And I think
Yeah,
it
I
ended
used
up
to
costing
ship
us
blow
about
molds all the
7.
time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a huge blow mold seller. I've been selling blow molds for years. Never had a problem. Shut up,
John
Tom.
Jones, I think it's for a cat. John Jones says a litter box for an elephant? Question mark.
That's crazy.
Can you take it apart? Because some of them you can take apart and then flip the bottom piece upside downwards, and it kind of goes up inside the lid part.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
this is the original box
you
it
gotta
was
be able to
shipped
take
in.
one of those down. I shipped about 4 weeks ago. We shipped out one of those cast iron antique drill presses that are on the wall with the crank on it,
Uh-huh.
and that thing only cost about $100 to ship,
Maybe I lost my discounts because I don't sell enough anymore.
and that was 70 pounds.
My God. The discounts are not that good. I think you've got something. I think you've got a period in the wrong place, Nikki. Or
Take one of the dimensions if you can shave it down, and I would say it's probably well, if you can, I don't know.
No, I don't, Tom, because I had Bridget check it and she checked it and it was still the same amount.
Okay.
And that's when we figured out if I shaved off about if I could shave 3 inches off of it, it would drop at about $100.
Nikki, you're sounding like my wife. Quit fussing at me.
Pay attention, Tom. I'll figure it out. If not, I'll sell it local. I only got $20 into it, so.
What was special about this bidet that you shipped it across the country?
I don't know. He said when he left me feedback for it, he said, "Thank you." He either left me feedback or he sent me a message. I can't remember. But he said, "Thank you. I broke my boss's toilet. You saved me," or something. So he broke his boss's bidet. So I don't know. But the funny thing is I bought this bidet as a joke because my niece lived in a trailer house, right? And she had a leaky toilet, so she needed a new toilet. Well, I was at the auction one night and nobody's bidding. This bidet was brand new. Nobody was bidding on it. Went down to like $5. So I was like, yeah, I'll give you $5 for a brand new bidet. And anyways, it went for like $10. So I ended up paying like $10 for it or something. And or maybe it was 20, I don't remember, but somewhere around in there. Anyways, I know it wasn't more than 20. Anyways, so I told my niece, I said, I got you a brand new toilet. She's like, oh, I'm so excited. Great. Well, I thought you could poop in the bidet.
Don't do that.
Apparently, huh?
Don't poop in the bidet.
Apparently you can't poop in this bidet. I don't know. It was just a peeing bidet. I don't know the difference. But anyways, she's like, I can't use that. I can't poop in it. That's when you put next to your toilet. So I was like, oh, so it wouldn't have worked. But I thought it was hilarious. I'd give her this bidet for her junky trailer house, I thought it was hilarious, But anyways, she ended up not being able to use it. We got a laugh out of it. I was like, well, I'll sell it, So I threw it up there and I sold it for like $185 or something like that, plus shipping. I think that costs like, I don't know, like $80 to ship or something, $90 to ship.
Well,
maybe.
shipping has really gone up. I will say that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was in Japan, in Tokyo, on business, and the hotel he was staying at had the real fancy toilet over there, which is a bidet and a toilet combined, and it blows hot air and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
water and all that.
Oh, God.
He said it felt like somebody had taken one of these pressure washers at the car wash and stuck it to his butt. He said he's trying to figure out how to back the pressure off on that thing. But somebody posted on Facebook. I don't know whether it was one of y'all or one of my other redneck friends. Or one of my redneck friends, not other redneck friends. It was a Southern bidet, and it was basically a garden hose with one of the metal trigger, nozzles on the end of it, hanging on the wall, and then the hose went outside the house, like it was hooked to the water supply outside. I thought it was amusing, but I'm old and everything amuses me.
Does the water come out warm when it squirts out of the bidet?
If you get the ones that's got the heater attachment on it.
Well, I suppose you could just hook it to your warm water feed, but maybe that'd be too hot.
I don't know.
I don't even want to get squirted up the butt with a real hot stream of water or an
Scalded
ice
butt.
Yeah, second degree burn.
I took a dump and I got my butt scalded.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the emergency room explaining how you've scalded your butt.
I burnt my butt. Cindy, I meant business account through FedEx. Yeah, going right through FedEx. I've had my business account for years, and I've always had amazing discounts. But apparently, I don't know. John Jones says feedback. Well, this toilet is broken. It's spraying water on my butt.
Well, Joanna, you need to get real internet and get off that AOL. Joanna said it took her 15 took her 1.5 hours. No, half hour. No, wait a minute. I hate this screen. I got to get another one. I had to spend about 5 hours downloading a 15 gigabyte game. Win to 10 stuff.
My hand kid.
I think that's your internet feed. Oh, you have cable?
Mm.
If it's not Spectrum, it sucks. Oh God. My title of my show tonight is "Do You Have a Dream?" Which was kind of just stupid, but my point was, why are you doing this? Are you just doing it for money, or are you doing it to occupy your time? I know, Tara and Jim, they do it for the side of good.
Sorry.
Well,
Todd's
I'm
got
not
plenty
an
of money, so
educated person. I don't think I could find another job that I could do as good as I can on eBay.
Yeah. I have a dream that one day I will become rich from eBay.
Well, you're not come rich on eBay. You can make a good living and you can be happy, but you're not going to be a millionaire.
Okay, how about I have a dream that one day I will become rich on YouTube.
Okay, well,
good luck with that.
you need to. I think you need to stick with the dream with becoming rich with eBay over YouTube.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Especially since it's been like 11 months since I uploaded
She's
a video.
been a fan.
It's but
I
Todd,
beg to differ. I think if you sell the right items at the right time and you can pick well, you can become a millionaire on eBay.
Oh yeah.
You could.
This is the
Yeah,
way
of course.
in high dollar items too, where it's less than the nickel and dime stuff.
People have become rich on eBay. You could do it.
It depends on your picking abilities and your bankroll going in, and several factors, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there are a lot of written gauges out there. You probably make.
I don't think you can become a real millionaire. I think you can do good, but I mean like a legitimate millionaire, it'd be pretty tough. And like for somebody like me, I'm 46 years old. I'm kind of running out of the time on the backside to accrue that kind of capital where I could say, hey, I'm an actual millionaire.
Well, thanks, Tara, for bursting my bubble.
Sorry, Nikki. It's not
Again,
to be a millionaire. Honestly, I'm not jealous of other people that have money. It's not my dream to be a millionaire. I want to be happy. I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to do stuff I want to do. But become a millionaire, it's not really on one of my life goals.
Tara's a dream crusher.
You can have millions of dollars that go through your store, but it doesn't mean you're a millionaire at the end of the year because, like I said, it's end of the year profit versus, I guess, I
just want to be able to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go on vacation when I want to go. I want to be able to mess around with horses when I want to.
Yeah.
I want to own my house free and clear. That's like more important stuff for me. Being like a legitimate millionaire. Hey, and God bless if I'm wrong and anybody that can do it, hey, you prove me wrong and that's awesome. I think you need good picking skills. I don't know. I just think it just
What are you
depends.
flipping on eBay? Are you flipping Rolex watches?
Yeah, okay, but
Gold bars? Are you flipping
you're never gonna
houses?
find a
Are you
Rolex
flipping
watch
cars?
True. Yeah, but you're paying. You got more of an entry level to get in on it.
But I'm just saying. You get my point.
I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on eBay. And I used to sell big manufacturing machines and stuff, and I'm still not a millionaire. But I did make a ton of money.
I think you could make good money. I use a Rolex watch as an example. Like, let's say, I don't even know what the value of a Rolex watch is because I'm a hick. But like, let's say it's a $20,000 Rolex watch. The odds of finding a Rolex watch that was worth that much for under 10 is probably not very often, I would guess. I don't know. And not that if you could flip it and make $10,000 on it, that is a very good profit. But you also have to have the means where you can have invest the 10 grand in the watch and have it tied up for a certain amount of time, waiting for the watch to sell.
Hi, Derek.
Which you could sell the watch in 30 days, or you could sell the watch in 8 months. I don't know.
Hi, NASCAR man.
You could go out and find
Hey, Derek.
1,000 watches and sell it like Todd does, for $1,600 a pop, and that's all you'd have to do.
Yeah, easy.
I mean, that's like
And how many of those do you have to sell in a year to become a millionaire? That's the question.
It's like a friend of mine said, you sell 100 items a month. All you got to do is sell 100 items a month and make $100 profit off of it. And that's a pretty good income, and to give you plenty of time to do other stuff. And I said, but finding those 100 items that you can make the $100 profit off is the kicker right there.
All you have to do is sell 1 million items for $1.
Profit.
Yeah.
Or even like if it's like $80 and $40 items, like I said, that y'all know I bought that oil beef stuff for $20 and turned it into $1,700, and I got one return, which was $80, so almost $1,600 on that $20 investment. So if you could do that, find 4 or 5 of those a week, you can make a living,
But yeah, I agree with Tara. My dream was to sell on, I know, right? My dream was to sell enough on eBay to supplant my part-time income I was making at Home Depot. And since I quit that job 4 years ago, I've doubled that amount every month or more. And so Yeah, I'm at my dream. I've reached my dream, Tom.
That's good.
If
I'm
I
a
could find
kid.
10 of those accordions that I flipped for over $1,000, if I could find 10 of those a month and invest low at $40, and I could have 120 of them in a year, it still wouldn't make $1 million.
Carol, guess what?
And
I
Well,
found one last week.
Did
Accordion.
you really?
Yeah, I saw it. And I said, after seeing your deal last week, it had $30 on it. And I said, even if I buy it for $30, I can flip it for parts if it's broken, I'm assuming. But, the guy was looking at it and I was looking at it, and the owner comes up and said, I'll pull out two $10 bills. And I say, hey, will 20 buy it right now? You thought a moment? Sure.
Yeah.
So I
Can
figured
you
it was
list
like
it?
$20, but I looked some of them up. It's a weird brand, but some of them, when I pulled it up, were showing like, $800, $1,600.
Yeah, it depends on what model it is. And I know it depends on how many, and I'm very ignorant on accordions, how many reeds it has in it or whatever, The more buttons I think on the
Pretty
side,
big, I got it up and kind of held the straps on and kind of, moved it a little bit. But, I guess it depends on how good the bellows or all that in. But, even for parts, I should be able to, triple my money at least, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
like when I bought that accordion, I've sold accordions in the past.
Right.
I know usually they're worth at least $200 to $250.
Right.
I thought that one might be more in that 300 range, but I knew it was at least worth $200 because I've even sold the small ones
Right.
that are those called the concertina, the smaller ones. It's not a squeeze box, but I think it's called like a concertina or something. I've even sold those for almost $200. So, I mean, if you can find one for under $50, you should definitely pick it up.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
It was 30. I was debating it, but when he said, I hand them those 2 10s. Will you take 20 for it? Sure. So I grabbed it real quick.
Yeah.
And that's then NASCAR man, exactly that's the reason why I sell on eBay. My goal is to pay the basic bills a month and enjoy spending time with the family. Exactly. And to own our own time,
If we
Like
want to go
Scavenger
on
Rose says,
vacation for a week, I don't have to ask a boss, hey, can I have off of work or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, people like, okay, I know Joanna's got has little kids because I've seen them in her videos.
Right.
If she was to go out and get a job, I don't know what daycare is around here, but she'd be paying $500 a week in daycare. I mean, up there, but around here, she'd be paying $500 a week in daycare for 2
Easy.
kids.
I know one guy had like kids and all, and told his wife, "Say you staying at home, you get a part-time job, but what it cost me to send you to work and daycare on our kid, it's cheaper for you to stay home."
Then you have to worry about strangers racing your kids.
Right.
Well,
It's a case that, there's a lot of stay-at-home dads. Why? Because the wives, for whatever profession they were in,
Right. Make more money.
making more money, or their benefits were better. Sometimes it's not just the money part of it; it's that benefits package. I mean, there's this one guy that I run into quite a bit down on the Greenway, and he's pushing his kids alone, and that's the reason. I mean, we were talking, and he's like, that's the reason he's the stay-at-home parent, because they made about the same money, but her benefits package was like twice as good as his.
Well, how many people are anybody do this? I don't know if it's his name. I'm trying to remember his name. Mike, the one in Washington D.C. Wife, commutes every day. Somewhere in D.C. at the Pentagon, I think. He's a stay-at-home dad. Does the laundry and all that. He said, "Yeah, I got certain things like that. I, make sure it's done during the day. While I'm doing all my eBay stuff. Because she had the better job.
Right.
People like guys like that. They stay at home, do eBay all day, but they still keep tearing the home and all that stuff, the home stuff.
I mean, it's like Roberta has 6 weeks of paid vacation.
Right.
I mean, and she doesn't use half of it. I told her we were going to start using her vacation. She was going to start using it. But there's so much to think about these days, especially when young people are having, starting new families off. About both of you really got to be making some really good money to
just pay for that daycare to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of my customers, he has a 22-year-old daughter, but he got married again, had 2 kids, then had twins. So he has a total of 4 youngins, that are like in kindergarten, maybe first and second grade and 2 in preschool, you know, the twins. You got to be making some bank, you know, to have 4 kids in daycare. 'Cause I know the grandparents, you know, the grandpa comes in my shop and said, I'm not taking care of, me and my wife aren't taking care of kids, you know, all week, you know, we've done that already.
Right.
You know, taking them every once in a while is one thing, but, you know, every day you better get a nanny.
I mean, it's the daycare thing is ungodly. And you know, that's the reason so many, I know through the years, so many women have sold like the cosmetics and Tupperware and stuff like that. They just want to make enough money to, you know, maybe help pay for a vacation or pay for a vacation or that type of thing. And
Nikki's getting naked.
I figured it out. You need to have $19,500 in profit a week to show up $1 million profit.
Oh,
I had to get-
is that gross or profit?
That's $1 million profit divided by 52 weeks. It was like 19.5 or something like that. Now, you know, I don't know. Maybe you could do that
So
with
you'd be doing like 80 grand a month.
do I?
You know, more volume. Sometimes really certain things on eBay make more money per se.
Yeah. Well, that's when you have to really focus in on.
Retail arbitrage big time on a lot of nickel and dime stuff.
Yeah.
You hear people talking about, well, I'll make $3 on this. I'm going that, but if you're making $3 on one item, you make sure you need to buy like 30 to 100 of them probably.
Well, that's the thing about the retail, the Amazon thing is that I think that's what people try to do. Like Scott, you know, he tries to buy as many as he can of an item.
Then you get all that repricing, you know, deal stuff and all that. And I think Scott's going to show tonight, maybe already had it, about, you know, interviewing some repricer guy, you know.
Do you sell on Amazon, Glenn?
Oh, no. I
No.
want to, you know, I wouldn't mind learning, like doing certain items. But, you know, they say you got to be super careful. You know, you start out with books and different like that. And
Uh-huh.
a lot of times, people, when you start out with books, just say fair condition on all of them, no matter what condition it is in. Just say fair to start out with until you learn exactly, you know, if the binding's broke or a page is bent or something like that. Just send, hey, you know, usable, you know, on all of them, you know.
I've dabbled in Amazon, but I'm not a big Amazon seller.
It just never was really much of a fit for me. I just don't do that much new inventory, and
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't want to sell. I wouldn't sell like an open board game. I would not ship something like that into Amazon because it sounds like a good way to get in trouble over there. To me, anyway, be very careful.
And then you got so
And
many.
they don't have like collectibles, do they really? You can't like sell like a piece of antique like glassware or some primitive or something. So
Then you got to be, you know, was it vetted, whatever, what's the term, whenever you gate it and all that on certain items.
Oh yeah.
You go buy 100 of something and then find out you can't sell it. And a lot of times down the road, you know, you've been selling it for all these years, then they change their mind. So, you know, you're not gated anymore on this item.
Yeah. Or you'll scan it and you're not gated, and then you buy it, and then you go to
that, you know?
and now you're gated. I mean, yeah, that sucks.
Well, that's like those Oral B deals. You know, I sold them on eBay. Those items would have been perfect for Amazon. And I could have probably made, you know, $60 to $80, $100 a pop on both, all of them. You know, versus, you know, $40 to $80 a pop.
I was ungated and everything at one time, but then they shut my account down because I didn't sell on I didn't sell on Amazon for a while, and I didn't realize that I didn't have my tax information on there, and they shut my account down because I didn't log into it forever, you know. And one day I went back on there and they ended up shutting my account down.
Huh.
So then I got my account back, but then I wasn't ungated in anything anymore.
I quit selling on Amazon and I shut my first account down.
I still sell on there. when I get like books or whatever, and sometimes I'll find some new stuff or whatever that'll sell good on there, but I just dabble in it kind of. I'm most of the time the most items I have up there is probably like 40 items or whatever, but I'm not big into it.
I think I've got
Because I'm
around.
like Tara, I don't get that opportunity to get new stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go pick up like some clearance stuff when I'm in Walmart walking around, and I just list it on eBay because if it pays for whatever I spent in Walmart that day, I'm almost pretty happy.
So I'm kind of waiting one day for Amazon to say to all the buyers, "Oh, we just start selling this stuff ourselves. We don't need you." You know, they can buy direct from Walmart or that actual manufacturers.
You know.
Toothbrushes and all that versus me sending in the toothbrushes. They just, you know, sell toothbrushes.
I think they.
Hi, Tracy.
I don't think they want to do that because they don't have to deal. They don't have to keep a lot of money in inventory. When
It's not that money in inventory. Their money's tied up in shelving and all that, you know, in the space.
yeah. Hey Tracy.
I think they like to put it in a pallet and then they find somebody else that's going to go and try selling it on Amazon or something.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see. I can't remember. I've had 3 people to send me this link to this place down in. Please get down in Greenville or near Greenville, South Carolina, that they get Amazon, you know.
Oh yeah, that
stuff
store
like that.
thing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, that'd be a place. This guy said, that would be a great place to go get stuff to sell on Amazon. I said, wait a minute. They're selling stuff that did not sell on Amazon. So you're going to turn around and send it back in? He said, oh, you got a good point there.
Yeah, there's a place here where they get all these like pallet auction lots where they're Gaylords and their Amazon returns and stuff and shelf pulls. And I'm like, well, I don't think I'd want to mess with it because obviously Amazon pulled it because it wasn't moving or their returns or whatever.
Oh my gosh, sometimes, well, not as much anymore, but there was this discount store here, and they were people that bought those pallets, you know.
Yeah.
And they would bring the ones that they didn't put in their store, they'd bring the pallets to the auction, and people would go crazy over them. And it's like, you know, these are all like damaged boxes and stuff like that. And they're all talking about, oh, yeah, I'm going to make so much money on Amazon. It's like, yeah, you're going to end up getting your account shut down with all those crappy boxes and stuff.
Yeah, because you when you send it in, and I don't know anything about Amazon, but you do when you send in a box, it better be perfect.
And you see,
I mean,
these stickers on there from Amazon that was like returned or whatever. I mean, you could see that, you know, that they were Amazon, that they had their zebra code on there or whatever. You could see that they were Amazon returns, you know.
Right.
And it's like, obviously, if they didn't work on Amazon the first time, what are they going to work on there now?
Kayla, there's the link. Click on it and come in. Kayla and Michael, she does dumpster diving.
Don't give out that link because people like Tracy will come in here and just ruin it.
Well, anybody that wants to, there's the link. Okay. I got one slot left.
One time we had bought Brandon one of Star Wars, those interactive Yodas where he like does stuff and he moves around. But he wasn't moving it. His lightsaber wouldn't light up. So Jim's like, well, let's return it and get a different one. He goes, this lightsaber ain't lighting up. So he takes it in. He actually felt guilty taking it in. He's like, I really felt bad for that Yoda too. He goes, I got this lady. She just is like, I'm like saying, yeah, his lightsaber doesn't light up. Maybe you can fix it. Maybe it's a loose wire. She's like, she doesn't say anything. She just takes him and throws it over her head like this, alley-oops him into a bend behind her. And I go, well, you know what's going to happen with that thing? It's going to end up in some pallet auction. Some reseller is going to buy it because they're going to think, oh, yeah, we're good. The pallet.
Okay, Kayla, next time. Kayla lives over, she's a North Carolinian too. She lives over near the coast in Greenville. Because we have Greenville, North Carolina, and we have Greenville, South Carolina. And we have Beaufort, North Carolina, and Beaufort, South Carolina, and they're spelt both the same way.
Oh.
Well, if we run out of room and anybody wants to come on, just let me know. I'll leave.
But there's a link if anybody wants to jump in
On spot, well.
and can behave yourself.
Or send $10 to my PayPal account and I'll
That's right. Yeah, we're selling slots.
Yeah, Tommy, about 50. It's on the show.
You know what? I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna leave anyway.
All right, old man.
So,
You've been on the road. I'm glad that your mom's doing well.
Yeah.
yeah, she's
Sleep in
okay.
the morning. Get up and make Miss Gwen her breakfast. Send her to bed to work with her a hearty breakfast, and then you go lay back down.
Okay.
You and Jenny go lay back down and go back to sleep.
Good
Good night.
night,
Good
Todd.
night.
See you, Todd.
In
Thanks.
the morning.
See you tomorrow.
But it's Tommy posted somewhere where he's talking about a young friend of theirs. He's kind of like worked his way up to now where he's got a lot of cash that he can. Oh, here it is. He started out buying and selling four-wheelers, cars, trucks, and now is doing houses. He had $250 in cash by age 22. See, that's what happened back when the economy crashed. If you had cash on hand, you could get some hellacious deals on some houses around here.
Especially if you know what you're buying, like, then have the space for it. Like I said, the best time to buy houses is during the bad time. Look at it, and then now it's like it's hard to buy a house. No, I wish I would have bought me a house back in like 2008 when things were bad. I'd have had a better chance of buying one.
Well, just be building up cash. I mean,
Yeah, when the economy crashed, I wanted to keep my money close to me though, so I was worried about buying foreclosures and stuff.
Well, here in Baton Rouge, I don't know if you know all those TV shows like on cable where you got the house flippers. About once every 3 months, you got a different one here saying how to sell houses.
yeah.
But there's like people that got signs all over Baton Rouge locals, and there are a couple, 2 or 3 that are like, to buy that many houses, you got inside connections at the bank. So they know when they're coming up for buying, and you got these guys that are coming off of cable TV saying how to make money, or how you get, if you called them out and say, hey, you showed up this week, 2 weeks from now, you're going to have your competition from GTV is going to be here. And all y'all trying to sell us programs on how to, buy houses for flipping and all that.
When that was going down, my husband was a real estate agent. I saw a lot of people that, oh yeah, I got this house in foreclosure and I got it real cheap. And when you get them, they're going to be tore up. 90% of them are. And I saw a lot of those people end up losing the house in foreclosure because then they couldn't make the mortgage payment on it while they're waiting for it to sell. And then they went and put like, let's say $20,000 into it, remodeling and that.
Yeah.
Well, for a while there, it was buying the tax sales.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we don't get too many. Well, and I'm only going to talk from Wisconsin. I mean, you get them there, but you're always going to have the bank representative there. They're not going to let it sell for the tax foreclosure amount.
Well,
The bank has inside, people that deal with it every day, that got inside information.
when I say tax sale, that's when they're selling. In South Carolina, what they do is they have an auction, and the owners have a year to reclaim it.
Yeah.
But they pay 8% interest. Okay, the person that buys it at the auction gets a tax deed, but it's not the real deed. I mean, it's not they can't take possession of the house, that kind of thing. But there's this one guy that he was hated in South Carolina because he would go in and like the taxes the taxes due on say a $300,000 house, with the taxes past due on it was like $2,500.
Yeah.
Well, he would go in and he would bid 10 grand because he was going to get 8% in return on his money. And then first thing he would do is he would send a letter to the mortgage company and say, I just acquired this property at auction at a tax sale. And within a year, I'm going to take possession of this house. And I know I can't sell it because I won't have clear title to it because there's still the mortgage on it. He says, but I can rent it and you won't get another dime out of it. And he said he would immediately, as soon as they would get the letter, he would get a phone call from somebody at the mortgage company saying, well, how much do they owe? And he said, well, it's the taxes plus the 20 grand, or it's the 20 grand that I bought the place for, plus 8% interest. So he would end up getting his money quick, his 8% interest. And it was 8% whether you paid for it tomorrow or you waited a year. It's still 8%.
That's crazy because in Wisconsin, like let's say I had a piece of property that was mortgaged and I don't pay my taxes. So when you're in 3 years behind, they're charging you interest. But when you get like to the beginning of the 4th year is when they start their tax foreclosure process. But they notify your bank because that's, registered.
They don't do that. They have you go out on
the bank representative would never the bank never lets it get that far. The bank would foreclose on you for not performing your duty of keeping your taxes up to date. But yeah, they never let it. The bank representative would definitely be at the tax foreclosure auction. It would never go that far. That's funny.
Yeah, you still owe money on it, but if you don't,
in Wisconsin, these people lost it tax foreclosure. These people bought it. They started tearing it apart, remodeling it. Jim's like, yeah, you shouldn't do that because the guy's got a year to redeem those property taxes and you have to turn the house back over to him. They put a whole bunch of money into remodeling it. The 11th month, he went and redeemed the property taxes and they lost all that remodeling money.
Right.
You're not to do that anyway.
But that guy, there was a small mall in a rural town in Charlotte, in South Carolina. He went down there and he bought it for the tax sale. Now this company in New York thought, well, we'll wait. We'll wait a few months and then we'll pay it off. Well, when he went in there, he went in with some other guys, and it's like a $15 million property. They hit it with $1 million bid right from the get-go because they don't want the property. They don't want the property. They want the 8% return on their money.
No.
And this company that owned the mall was, they just about swallowed their tongue when they found out that they were going to have to pay 80 grand, just to clean up his part of it, plus the back property taxes.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, he didn't want the property. All he wanted was he was wanting the 8% money and get
from
in
the mortgage company. From the mortgage company, right?
Yeah, because he would contact the mortgage company.
I don't know what you mean, but how stupid are these freaking mortgage companies if you're letting somebody slip in there, put a thing in there, and then he's contacting you and getting 8% on his money that he put down? I mean, you'd think he'd be a little smarter than that.
I don't think they notify people. I mean, notify mortgage.
Oh, they do in Wisconsin. I know that for a fact. That's if you get behind on your taxes, you will get a letter from whoever holds your note, your bank or mortgage company or whatever, that these property taxes aren't paid and you have so many days to get them paid.
He would, but he would go into. He and his partners made a lot of people mad because they would go in and they would buy. They went down into Charleston and was buying, paying the taxes on multi-million-dollar historic homes, and one right after the other. I mean,
Mhm.
they amassed a bunch of cash where they could go in and they could bid these prices, and if they ended up with the property, so be it. You know, they would just rent them out because they did end up with the.
How many years? How long delinquent do you have to be in Carolina before you go up for tax foreclosure auction?
I don't have any idea.
Oh, in
I know-
Wisconsin, it was 3. Wisconsin, it was 3 years. In your 4th year, they start the tax foreclosure process. But here's what's something: you don't have to pay all the bill. All you have to do is pay 1 year's worth of taxes, and it takes it out of the foreclosure action in
Right.
Wisconsin.
Down here, you have to catch up all the taxes.
Yeah.
Well,
But
you
you
wouldn't
know-
have to catch up. You're still obligated for, but if you paid in Wisconsin, if you paid 1 year of your taxes, it takes it out of the foreclosure action.
Hmm.
Of course, they're charging you high interest on it
Right.
if you owe like 3 years. I mean, I think I want to say it's like 12 or 15% interest.
I think by the time, hey 777, I think by the time it goes to auction down here, it's it's to the point where it's all or none.
Mm.
Like I said, they've made millions of dollars just doing that. And really, I guess, you know, if you look at it as a sensitive person like I am, it's not really fair. You're taking advantage of people. But pay your damn property taxes. You know, I mean, that's just it. Pay your taxes. And
Oh
then
yeah, don't mess around not paying property taxes.
because, like I said, you know, they mortgage companies get real nasty and real scared when they have the potential to lose their assets. And he had one mortgage. Do I?
It's in your usually it's in your mortgage when you sign your mortgage papers in your agreement where you'll keep the property taxes will be paid up. You know, you'll keep
Right.
you won't have a tax debt on the property.
Well, our property taxes when we were making payments on this place, our taxes was included in each mortgage payment. Yes, that's not the best way to do it, but guess what? At the
Yeah,
end-
but you put the money aside every month. You don't have this, you know, whenever your property taxes are due, you're not have this WAP come
Right.
up with.
So, you know, it was taken care of as we went along. Like I said, that's not the best way to do it, and people frown on doing it that way. But, you know,
I
we
thought
didn't
up
have
here
to worry about it.
most mortgages you have to pay your taxes right at the same time with your mortgage payment.
Yeah. But you
No,
don't have
my mortgage, they didn't escrow the money for my taxes. I would just have to pay for it. And in Wisconsin, you'd pay your first half in January, and then your second half is it June?
Oh,
It's split in half. But anyway, but
I pay every month.
yeah, because the bank's collecting it and putting it in an escrow account, and then when the taxes are due, the bank just sends a check in to
Right.
the
Yeah.
account to pay the taxes.
because if you go down and look at your tax card on your property, it probably shows the contact information for the mortgage company is who gets the tax notice. But it's you know, I mean but you got to have cash to do stuff like that. You've got to
Mhm.
you got to save your money. You got to forego the
Oh my God, my property taxes are so much cheaper here than they were up in Wisconsin. I'm just like, I just got my property tax bill today. I mean, in Wisconsin, I was around $3,000 a year, and down here they got me at agricultural rate. I'm at like $500 for the year.
dang, you're 25 in the plus right there. Y'all can go.
Yeah, because in January I would pay around $1,500, and then in June I'd have to pay the other half.
I pay $1,200 a year for my taxes.
Well, you live in one of them states that they just suck the damn money out of you.
Yeah, they put that tax and Tony in, so.
No, I only
mean,
pay $1,200 a year.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
No.
shoot.
When I lived in Waukesha County, when I lived down by Milwaukee and we moved out of there in '93, we were paying like $5,500 a year for property taxes, and that was a house on an acre and a half. And then we moved up north, but then we
Yeah.
built that big building on. They had me up to like $3,000 up there in Vilas County.
My
a
dad
year.
in Duluth pays over $4,000 a year on his taxes.
Yeah.
He lives in
But I
town.
will
He has
say
5
when we
lots.
were paying that higher bill, we did get like garbage pickup and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol. Tara needs to do some videos of her up there riding her horse in her little fancy outfit and everything. Did you do just what did you do? You didn't do dressage, did you?
No. When I was younger, I showed saddlebred, saddle seat,
Brad.
had a gaited horse. And then I switched to hunter jumpers for a while. And now I want to get back into saddlebreds.
Well, see, that's your dream. Now,
There you go. Yes, that's my dream to return to what I used to do.
what do you need to do with eBay to make you be able to be in the position to fulfill your dream?
What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really want to get into it heavy until I wrap up that property up north. So I don't know. I mean, I guess, well, I need to build up my eBay because mine's down. I mean, granted, I mean, I had that whole thing this summer and I'm trying to get mine back up, but I'm not happy with my monthly amount. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm at like $6,200, which I don't like that amount. So,
Well, that's for 30 days. Is
yeah,
that for 30 days?
yeah.
And there's a lot of people not happy with their sales right now. Hey, just Pamela.
Anyway, so yes, I would like to get my eBay back on track a little better. And
There's a link, Pamela, if you want to pop in. Nobody else wants to. Which Tommy and Tracy probably had to go over and kick off their show pretty soon. But it's you know, you got to do what you got to do.
So what is your dream, Tom?
For me and my cat to go spend the summers, spend the summers where it's cool,
with an automatic cleaning litter box, Nikki.
and a winter. I don't mind. No, I have one. He's in his bedroom back yonder.
The cat has its own bedroom.
No, Sergey, that's his job. Is he cleans the litter box every week.
Are you making your son live with the cat litter box?
No, it's in the
I have
back.
a great deal for you, Tom.
What?
I have a great deal on a litter box for you.
You going to give it to me if I paid the $250 shipping? I would just, I'd probably consider driving to Duluth.
There you go.
What brand was the litter box today? I know you took yours down.
What?
What brand was the litter box?
I don't remember.
Well, you took yours down. I just want to see what somebody else is.
I know. I
charging
don't
for.
remember what it was called. Let me look.
Is it an automatic one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam, we're just talking. That's what we usually do.
Self-cleaning automatic cat litter box. Oh my God. Oh my God, how the heck did you do this? Free shipping, 2 days, automatic roll and clean cat litter box.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they did it.
$28.99 free shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people, they only charge like $100 for them, free shipping. It's like, how did you do that?
I mean, but there's people with them for like $30 free shipping. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's not the same one. Let me look and see what mine was.
No, I wanted to see one that had like page to see what the calculation would come up as.
Yeah.
That's Nikki's getting ready to start singing that "Dancing on the Ceiling All Night" song. She's
Why?
Oh, Lionel Richie.
yeah, from Lionel Richie, because she's kind of like turned at a 90-degree angle now.
Oh, I
Um,
think it was a cat genie or something, or litter.
when you said the
Litter-
rolling cleaning thing, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm looking through actives right now. I have not found one of these. All these litter boxes are free shipping, but I know they're big to ship, so it amazes me like how are you using money on it.
I mean, you got to have a good price on it.
Yeah, but like some of these people, it's $30 free shipping. I mean, no,
Yeah.
you should not do that.
That's people that don't know what they're doing.
Granted, I'm doing just a generic automatic cat litter box,
It's a
whatever.
litter robot too.
Huh?
Litter robot.
Okay. Obviously, cat people are cheap asses too.
Huh?
Cat people are cheap asses.
Oh hell no,
Yeah.
they're not.
Well, I don't know. These people are cutting their throats on the litter prices, litter box prices,
They're
litter
stupid.
robot.
Or they have like a litter box you put in your regular toilet and they get in there and use the bathroom.
Cats belong outside.
No, they do not. Not in the
Cats
city.
belong in the barn.
If you live in the city, cats belong in the house.
Cats belong in the barn. Oh, here's a litter robot 3.
Like you said, see that
But it
middle
looks
finger,
like
Miss
it's,
Tara?
oh, they got
They
they
what?
got no, because I'm looking at eBay. They have a litter robot 3, which is $225, but they put it as local pickup.
And now you're
Yeah.
telling me your cat showing his butt.
That's right. Tara's like, she's like,
I wonder
"There,
if
Tara,
she-
kiss it."
I guess the cat heard it. That's why she turned around.
She's like, I have a queen size bed to sleep on. I have air conditioning. I do not belong outside. I am a princess.
Well, those used to be a good thing to sell, but they're not anymore apparently.
Oh yeah. Here's a litter robot 3, which I guess would be the newest one. I guess $495. Buy it now with $121 to ship it.
Yeah.
That'd probably be good local flip, depending on your area.
Holy! Here's some robot 3, $604 with free shipping. I guess you'd have to do it that high with free shipping. What did the sold do?
I think she was calling me. Adam says, "Were you calling me cheap, Tara?"
Oh no, you're right, Nikki. Here's one that sold on October 2nd. They took a best offer off of $350, and the shipping calculator shows it at $236 shipping.
Oh.
This one's called the Litter Robot Open Air.
Yeah, Liz says, "Could you ship it in 2 boxes?"
I don't think
No.
so.
Nikki's got the original box.
Yeah, I got the original box it came in.
Here's the Litter Robot 3 with a Wi-Fi connection for the cat that needs internet while it's taking a crap in your house.
It said what?
That's probably so you can remotely clean the litter.
I guess, yeah. And there's one, it's the litter, what did you call it? The Litter Robot 3 with the Wi-Fi connection, which I
Oh,
just thought
geez.
was funny. Anyway, for the cat, the internet while he's taking a crap in your house.
Yeah. I suppose it's so they can control it or something.
Yeah, so they could.
I don't know. I just sell it locally.
So. I have dogs, and you know dogs, they'd be right over in the litter box smoking a cat turd, so no.
I don't have dogs, and
The
if
great
we
alarm.
did, they would probably be corgis because Roberta loves corgis.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sell mine cheap though, because mine is new. So
Oh, it's
Mhm.
new.
yeah. So I'll just put it up locally.
Yeah, it's like round with a dome on top of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Poshmark's got some pretty good shipping prices. I mean,
Oh yeah, they're opening a Home Goods up. You should put that litter box on Poshmark.
but it's eBay's got to see if they, which like everybody said, they probably have, and they're just
Well, you think eBay's not getting that
Oh.
difference?
Yeah.
They are definitely getting.
Yeah, they
that.
have good shipping rates. They just don't
Yeah.
pass them on to us.
Yeah.
they need to pass it on.
Because there's no way, like I said the last time, there's no way that a company just coming in like Poshmark gets better shipping rates from USPS than eBay, who's been around for how many years using USPS? Come on.
I mean,
Baloney.
they
They can blow smoke up somebody else's butt.
Oh
and you
no,
know,
they're definitely getting a very good discount
Oh yeah.
compared to what they're charging us. They're definitely making money on all of the shipping.
Oh yeah.
has anybody in the chat or on the panel have they sold any home goods on Poshmark yet?
I've never
No.
sold any. I've never been on Poshmark.
I think I listed one thing as home goods on there, and no, I haven't sold it. Somebody liked it, and I offered to like yours, but it never went.
I just never. I've never even listed anything on Poshmark.
It's because, well, like I said, eBay's just got to get in with the program because Poshmark keeps adding damn departments to it. It's gonna become Posh Bay, and
Yeah, but they still aren't even close to eBay though. I mean, they might be a good like little site to sell on and stuff. I'm not like bashing them, but they're not. They don't have the market share eBay has.
no, but you think about it. If people start to get, say, "Oh, I bought such and such from Poshmark," and I hate buying from those places because they're shipping so much. If people get wind of that, they actually have good shipping prices, then it could expedite people moving over to them because the shipping is what kills. Especially when you start doing deer heads and litter
Well,
boxes.
I don't think Poshmark is a good place to sell deer heads, is it?
I don't think you can sell it yet, but I'm just saying, the bigger items. You would have thought that eBay would have learned that when Amazon came into play, that they would have tried to make the seller experience better.
Two different kind of buyers. They're two
Yeah.
different.
Yep.
Amazon buyer is going to shop on Amazon even if they pay a little more because they bought into the Prime membership.
Yeah.
Usually, if you're a Prime member, you're going to do a lot of. If it's a new good, you want it. You're probably going to look for it on Amazon. You're not even going to really look on eBay.
And that's why we always say, eBay should just be eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're good at being eBay.
Right.
Because we have our own buyers for eBay,
Right.
Well, that's what eBay is, basically a glorified, garage sale used
Exactly.
outlet. So make it the best it is when it comes to that. Don't worry about selling,
Yep.
it's
There's
two
this,
things. And
there's
plus,
this, there's this
Amazon
person
making movies and all this other stuff.
Right.
eBay's just selling stuff. Amazon got money in everything.
right.
Yeah.
There's this person in the chat called Chick Picker. She says, I make more on Posh per day than eBay on the average.
Really? Good job, Valerie.
Yeah.
She works at Poshmark hard, though, too.
Yeah, she does. Tracy,
She really
have you
likes
sold-
Poshmark.
have you sold any home goods on
I haven't yet.
Posh?
You can.
Because she said I didn't like the idea when they opened up home goods, but I'm glad now. That's the reason I was wondering whether she had.
I like listing on Poshmark. It's pretty easy.
Oh, all that
Nah,
shit is
never-
kind of weird because
never
like
tried it.
I got in parties and share items, and I'll try to write the names down of the people I shared. Within a few minutes, they were sharing my stuff.
Yeah.
And all
Huh.
that, so.
How do you like it, Glenn? I mean, do you
I mean,
think you have
I'll do
are
one.
your
item a week.
sales
Not a
are your
lot.
sales better over there than eBay
Oh,
or
no,
vice
eBay
versa?
is better. Both of them are slow right now because I don't list enough stuff or post stuff. That's my problem. That's
He
all.
has a lot of nice stuff on his store, though.
Yeah.
Tommy, there's a link if you want to come in. He says that the difference between Poshmark is guarantees USPS
I like their
every
shipping
single
rate.
label will go through them. eBay has no idea how many labels will go through them. I believe less than 50% of all labels go through eBay postage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
selling shoes through Poshmark better because, like I said, for
No, I still
£5,
believe eBay gets a kickback or something from our shipping.
Because, but you think about it's what, $7 for up to 5 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The same item for eBay would cost you $15.
Yeah, well, that's just what I'm saying. I shipped some plumbing stuff, and it cost me like $14 to ship it. A bunch of brass fittings.
Right.
They wouldn't fit in a padded flat rate.
Do what?
They wouldn't fit in a padded flat rate.
No, there was a couple of pieces that was too big.
Oh,
They were not. I mean, they were too long.
Hmm.
And that deal that they've got with Poshmark, if it, slap it in the box and slap the label on it, as long as it's not over that amount of weight.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn good deal right there.
Yeah, I'll probably use this for example. I still put some pocket knives on local
Okay.
app. See how small that is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kicked off, and you went a little bit bigger than that. But then you can put this letter opener or like a giant 10-inch bread knife. That's okay. That would do more damage to somebody than this,
yeah.
And but they don't look at it that way. They just say, hey, that's a pocket knife that has a 1-inch blade on it versus a 10-inch,
Yeah.
bread knife, or a letter opener.
You've only got, Tracy, you've only got two items on home goods, or you sold 2 home goods?
I think I only have one on there.
Under 5 pounds too, because I put some book. They said, you can put coffee books. Well, coffee books weigh on the average 10 pounds. People don't realize a true coffee table book. And I had some yearbooks, and I weighed them. They're like over 5 pounds each. So I took.
So what happens when something's over 5 pounds? Then how much they charge you for shipping? Then, or do you just have to pay that?
You go in there and say additional, shipping deals, and like 6 pounds is $7.95. Let's say use a number, say $8.95. Then 7 pounds might be $4 more, and so on. Up
So
to
you can put the weight in there before when you list it,
Yeah, you can do that. There's a deal.
and it'll charge the buyer accordingly.
No, you pay the difference.
Oh, you pay the difference.
Right. I think you do. You might just have to jack the price up on your retail. That way the customer's paying for it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Oh,
One time I set the item underneath it, and I thought, it was over 5 pounds, but they didn't. I guess they didn't catch it, or they just let it go. And I didn't realize it was going to be over 5 pounds until I sold it.
yeah, it sneaks up on you sometimes.
She's got some Cutco listed. Sold. Okay. Tracy is sold 2. I probably have 15 to 20 home goods listed.
Oh,
Cutco listed. That's the knives, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tommy-
an easy knife to spot at a garage sale. They got unique handles on them. That's how I
Tommy says I've sold 2 or 3. Also, I believe I'd have to check with our Poshmark department. Although all were in Jim Shore, I do know that.
yeah, see, Chip Picker's putting there 6 pounds is $3.99 extra.
Oh,
So
and
you
you have to pay that.
so you
That
have to
comes
go up
out
on
of
your
your
price.
price.
You have to go up on your price then. Maybe put something in there. Hey, you're paying $2 extra for the shipping. That way they know. You know,
Hmm.
they might not, then they probably don't mind. You know, paying that difference as long as they know you're. Most of them know about shipping. You know.
Valerie, if Lance is already gone, you can come in too. Where the dull ones, Tracy? You tried to whack your wrist with. God dang, Tommy. She's going to drive and kill you one day. Tommy says, were they the dull ones, Tracy, you tried to whack your wrist with?
Nice.
When I was in Wisconsin, I found this a nice holder, whatever you call the holders on them, you know, like those wood blocks or whatever. I think this one was plastic. And I'm like, God, this looks like a nice set of knives. I pick it up, it's like $2. I'm like, God, this looks like a nice set of knives. And I can't see shit. So I got my glasses like this and the lights aren't very good. I'm like, but God, what brand is this? It looks like it says like Gutco or something like Gutco. Like I'm going to bring up, I would go over by Jim. I'm like, this is like a nice set of knives. I'm like, Cutco. I'm like, oh, Cutco, you idiot. Anyway.
Well, hasn't Cutco, if you got like new knives, they coming down on you. You know what? So even if it's new, you better off saying it's used. That way they don't come after you.
I've sold a lot of Cutco and I've never had
I've
them.
never had Cutco come after me.
What do you list it as new or used?
Well, I always listed as used. I had
I've
new
always
pieces
sold used.
because Jim's oldest son, like when he was right out of high school, he sold Cutco there one summer. And when we were packing up and moving, I found his old Cutco bag and it had like a pair of Cutco scissors and
Right.
some other things. So of
Right.
course I sold it on eBay, but I don't think I've listed them as new. I just put them
No,
as used.
I think even if it is new, you need to list it as used because I think Cutco's coming after people for selling
Oh, like-
used product. That way, you know, violations. So I think it's better. Even if it's brand new, you just say excellent condition used.
Well, they might be because they have salesmen that go out and sell
Yeah.
them, so they
Yeah,
probably don't
yeah.
want people selling it on eBay.
Are-
Yeah, that's
Are
something
they-
to do with it.
Do they sell that stuff like home door to door, or is it sold to
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, when Jim's son was doing it, it was door to door.
Yeah. Gary used to do it door to door too when he was in college. Or just out of high
And
school.
Jim's son did the pitch, like the Cutco sales pitch. So Jim's like, well, I felt obligated to buy something. And they're very expensive when you buy them from the salesman. And Jim's like, well, how much for this set? And his son's like, oh, well, that's for people that like nice things. You know, like it was too expensive for us. So we always say that, like, oh, that's for people that like nice things, you know.
I know my husband can still take the Cutco knife and do the one slice grilled cheese in the toaster.
Okay.
Cut a slice of bread in half and one thin slice of bread, you cut it in half, put cheese in there, and he makes them in the toaster. That was something he had to do when he worked for Cutco.
Do you remember
They're really good. They're really good because you don't have all that bread. It's just one slice.
right?
Oh, it's so good. And it's, of course, toasted perfectly because it's in the toaster. Oh, man, is it good.
You better get them making you some now. You're talking
I know.
about it.
Do you
know.
remember back in the 70s when they were selling the waterless cookware was real expensive and everybody was buying it? Oh, y'all were
I
probably-
was a child in the 70s. I wasn't buying very much cookware.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Anyway,
born in the 70s.
well, shut the hell up, both of you.
I was entering first grade in 1979, so I wasn't buying very much cookware.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna jump out. You know.
All right.
But,
All right, see you, Glenn. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
See y'all tomorrow or
Good night.
sometime this week.
My when my mother,
Are you talking about like Revere ware?
no, this was like these were like $1,700 sets back in 1977.
Are you talking about like that luminescent stuff, that enamel like cast iron?
No, these were like stainless on stainless, or yeah. I mean, it didn't have painted finishes on it. It was polished.
That was a lot of money back then. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a lot of money now, but
My aunt she had a set that she bought in the 70s, and she was still using it. Matter of fact, when she passed away, her daughters were fighting over who was getting the damn cookware.
wow.
I bought this set of Revereware, and I didn't even know they made this. It was copper colored. It's 1776. It was all copper colored handles, and then it had like stainless steel on the inside, but the outside of the pan was copper. And I bought the whole set for like, I don't know, $40 or something at the thrift store. And when I got done parting it out, I think I just sold my last piece. I think I sold like $550 worth of that Revereware off of there.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh,
It was actually cool looking, if you like copper looking cookware. It was actually kind of cool looking set. Very clean too.
Marie says, I was born in the 70s.
Me too. 1970.
I graduated from high school in 1976. Go
I was
Trojans.
3 years old.
Roberta was 10 years old.
Oh, I did that.
Imagine
Yeah.
when you graduated high school, if like Nikki was born in 74, if you thought this little 2-year-old and 3-year-old that someday you'd be talking to them on the interweb, about reselling, you'd be like, what the what?
I know.
We didn't even know the interweb. They didn't even have computers back then. I mean, they sort of did.
We did. We had Apple IIe's when I was in high school. I mean, when I was in elementary school. I used to play the Oregon Trail on there. On an Apple IIe when I was in elementary school.
What year was
My
that?
mom worked for a company called Johnson Controls. Anyway,
I don't know, somewhere around like 84, 85 maybe.
Okay. Well, that's different from 1976.
Oh, I
But
was only
in
2
the
then.
70s, my mom worked for Johnson Controls. They had computers, but it was all in one room, like this glass
Yeah,
room.
big honking.
Sealed, like from dirt, and you had to walk
mainframes.
across this like mat so it wouldn't have any static in there and stuff.
Yeah, big
My
mainframe.
first home computer was a compact 486-66. It was $2,600.
Mine was a TRS 80 my dad bought for us. You had to type a whole paragraph to get the guy to run across the screen.
I love you, Kathy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember the TRS 80s. Those were
Yeah.
the little flat ones, wasn't it?
Radio Shack.
Yeah, and then they had the ones that had the monitor built into
Yeah.
them.
I think I was in elementary school. Yeah, I was in elementary school then too. And and we were using Apple IIe's, and then towards the end of my elementary school days, we started using Macintoshes.
Yeah, if you can get some of them early Macintoshes, they're worth some pretty good money.
When I was in high school, I was taking, I don't know, like business class or something. I don't know, because I wasn't a very good high school student. But anyway, it was a big deal because they put these computers in the school, and it was so amazing because they could interface with other computers throughout the school. Like
Oh,
if
boy.
somebody was on the library computer, you would know it, like if you were in like the classroom setting or whatever, and you could like message back and forth and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's so amazing or whatever.
Oh wow, big technology back then.
Yeah.
I mean, did y'all really? I mean, back when y'all were teenagers, did you, other than science fiction, did you ever really think that we would be
No.
doing what we're doing right now?
No.
No. I mean, like when I was in high school, I didn't really care anything about computers because I never really saw at how computers were back then, I'm like, well, I don't really need this. It's,
Yeah.
it's like a word processor, whoop-de-doo or whatever. It's just wasn't something I ever really saw myself with.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I never really thought that much about computers either, and other than you play little fun little games on them or whatever. Because my dad would never let me have an Atari or anything or home gaming system, Nintendo or nothing.
Why not?
Because he said all you'll do is sit on the couch and play that stupid game all day. So he would never let us have one.
An Atari 2600 like in 1982 or 1980 Christmas. And my mom told me, she goes, that's fine, but those cost $100. So if you get an Atari for Christmas, you're only going to get one present because $100 is way too much to spend on a present for Christmas.
Yeah, that was a lot of money back then to spend on a present.
Yeah. And I didn't hardly get anything because I got that Atari. But I remember it was like, this is such an extravagance. I can't believe we bought you $100 present. And I thought about it when I bought Brandon got that PS. I think it was like $299 plus some other crap we had to buy for it or whatever. I'm like, oh, Mom, I wish my mom could see this now. Anyway.
We had an arcade down the street. My dad was okay giving us quarters for that. But he didn't want us to have a home gaming system.
That's another thing too. The arcades, the video arcades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was college age when they started hitting out. And I mean, we were amazed by that. Now this damn little rinky-dink computer, telephone it has better graphics, plays better games.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, but everybody's like into that old, like look at Walmart. They have those, like consoles where they look kind of like the old, arcade style consoles. We bought one. I got one on clearance last winter. I paid $150 for it. It was on clearance at Walmart. I bought one for Brandon.
I was never good at them. So I never played. I didn't really. I watched my friends play.
We have an old Pac-Man one that still works, like from the 80s.
Oh God, my mom loved Pac-Man.
Yeah, Jim had that console. When I first met him, he had that in his dining room. It wasn't a dining room. He had the had a pinball machine and his jukebox and that Pac-Man arcade game.
Boy, he was really working the women, wasn't he?
He almost killed himself with that jukebox. Did you ever hear the story when Jim almost killed himself with the jukebox?
No.
So he has this jukebox, so he would like play it and stuff like that. And it would do something that it would hang up or something, and it hung up. He had just gotten out of the shower, so he put a towel around his waist, but he was still damp. But he would reach in and hit this relay, like to make it like go to the next record or whatever. And when he did that, he got a connection and he was getting electrocuted. And he goes, I'm standing there. He goes, because his dad used to be an electrician, and he said, if that ever happens to you, don't try to pull your arm away. Do the opposite. Actually try to grab it because your reflexes will do the opposite because of the electricity. He goes, and all I could think is like, oh my God, they're going to find me here dead with this towel, me naked because I just got out of the shower electrocuted by my jukebox. Anyway.
I know that's not funny at all. At all.
No.
But
well, it is now that it didn't happen.
Jim needs to write his memoirs now before he gets too old and he starts forgetting stuff.
Yeah, when I first met him, then he moved the jukebox into his bedroom. So when you went in his bedroom, this is when I'm like, oh boy, this guy's really living a lifestyle. And this huge Pamela Anderson poster clock that's laminated on wood hanging in his bedroom with this Seaberg jukebox in his bedroom. I'm like, oh boy. Anyway.
Oh boy.
He was really having a love nest there, wasn't
I can't, yeah, that's what you want to call it. Yeah.
Well, it's 10:30. I think I'm gonna shut this thing down.
All right.
Thank y'all for coming in here. We had like 33 people, 35
Oh,
people at one time. I think that's a
That's
record
good.
for me.
Must be because Nikki's showing up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's sitting there going, I remember when she was on everything.
I love having live shows. They're so much fun to be talking to people, and I don't even mind doing it myself. I just love being in there talking to the chat. And
So are you having a break now? Or you're not doing much lawn mowing, but no snow yet?
no snow, no lawn
But are
mowing,
you
no
still-
snow.
So there's no more grass cutting up there?
Mm-mm.
No blowjobs, nothing?
No blowjob.
Let me ask if he's still in here. NASCAR man. Nags Head is one of those places you can't get to easy. It's probably 7 hours to Nags Head from me. So you have a great time out there on the islands. Hopefully we won't have any storms or anything like that while you're out there. That's out on the Outer Banks. If they'll let you, if they've got everything where they'll let you back out there. I don't even know.
Do you go see the wild ponies on the island, Tom?
I've seen them.
Yeah. Have you
It's-
gone to the roundup where they bring them into town and auction them off?
No,
No.
I don't do horses.
You should. Be good for you.
If my big fat butt starts walking up towards a damn horse, they're gonna freak out and run like
You don't
that.
have to ride them. I saw that picture of you with that fedora on. You remind me of those like saddlebred guys. They wear those fedoras. You could have like a harness horse and just drive them around like a southern gentleman.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was the hat I bought in the Bahamas when I was about to die from the heat down there. It was so hot. Then 2 weeks later, the hurricane comes through.
Yeah, now it's all blown away.
Yeah, and you know what?
Oh.
There was some really nice ladies in the market where they were selling stuff at, because I was looking for it was like one of the floral print dresses.
Yeah.
So I was looking for one for Roberta, and the woman said, "I've got some," and she ran off. She said, "Don't leave. I'll be right back." And so she went running, literally running off, and she's a big old lady, and so I was looking at her stuff, and then I started looking at another section, and the lady that was right beside her said, "Oh, this is my stuff. You can't buy anything from me until you finish with her." And I thought to myself, well, if the whole place is like that, that's, some good people. And and so after she came back and I finished my transaction with her, I bought a Christmas ornament from the other lady, and I told them both, I said, "That's really nice." She said, "Well, we're friends. We've been friends for a long time, so we watch out for each other." And I thought that's pretty nice.
Cool.
If I have something and Nikki has something, I'm gonna say, "Buy it from me. Don't buy it from her. She'll do you wrong."
Nice. Love you
Boy,
too, buddy.
Tom's a real cutthroat.
I'm just kidding, Nikki.
Before we leave, don't forget we'll be on Chick Picker's channel tomorrow morning for
Yes.
morning show, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Central Time.
Chick Picker has her morning show, 9 Eastern.
8
Check
a.m.
her out.
Central Time.
We don't deal with Central Time anymore. Tara's on Eastern. She's an Eastern Standard Time girl now. And don't forget, this weekend time falls back.
Oh, is it this weekend already?
I thought it was not till November.
I thought it was around October the 1st.
My husband was thinking that too, but I think he looked it up. Daylight savings time.
Okay, well, y'all check it.
Let me
I
look.
could be wrong. But anyway,
I'm
thank y'all
looking.
for.
Yeah, November 3rd.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, good.
Oh boy, Tom. Yeah, November 3rd. It's another month.
Didn't it used to change back in October?
No, I always thought it was around.
No, it's always been November, I thought.
Okay, I don't know. If they just leave it alone, which I think they're planning on doing it, not having daylight savings time next year.
You
Anyway,
know, last night my husband was like, "Hey, it's daylight savings time this week." And I was like, "Are you sure?"
we're old, or I'm old. I don't think he's
You're all
even-
men.
I don't know if he's even anywhere near my age, but anyway. Thank
He's
y'all for
turning
coming
50.
in. He's what?
He's gonna turn 50 this year in December.
Oh, shh.
Tell my
I'll be-
husband, I says, I gotta trade you in.
He'll turn 50 when?
He's gonna turn 50 in December,
December the what?
December 5th.
Mine's December the 3rd.
Oh, my
That's
sister-in-law's was December 2nd. We have a lot of December.
That's the reason you like me so. It makes you think of your
there you
husband.
go.
The Sagittarian, because you know those Sagittarians are real easy to get along with.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Anyway.
a real peach.
If you were to talk to Roberta, she'd probably say the same thing. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for coming in. Y'all have a great night. Don't forget Chick Picker Show tomorrow night. I don't know whether
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I'm sorry. I don't know whether Tommy and Tracy are having their show tonight, or if they're still in here. Say something real fast, like,
Maybe they already started their show.
"Oh, did they?"
I don't know, but isn't it around 10 or something?
I don't know. I think so. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all.
Bye, everybody.